It's that time of year again, guys. The new year's just started and you're still recovering from Christmas. Your credit card's smoking, you and your overdraft are on a first name basis, and no matter how hard you try, every year just seems like Groundhog Day. Trust me, I've been in that exact same position. Whether you're a parent, trying to feed your family while food prices are through the roof, or you're a student and you've just passed out, but you've got a ton of student loans strapped to your back. I've walked down both paths and trust me, there's an easy road and there's a hard road. So what's the solution? Well, that's where investing comes in. Not the risky kind or the confusing stuff, the simple everyday version they don't teach you in school. Now before you close the video, just trust me, you're gonna wanna listen. This may well be the catalyst to finally change your life. What is investing? Investing is something we've all heard of, but not enough of us really understand. In its simplest form, investing is basically using your money to buy assets, and those assets make you more money in the future. Think of it as owning a small piece of everyone's success. It's not so scary or complicated when you think of it like that. And here's the ironic part. The people that fear losing money the most often keep their money in a savings account, thinking it's safe. But once you factor in inflation, those are the people that are guaranteed to lose in the long run. And that's why we need to understand investing. So if you ever wondered why saving feels safe but never really gets you ahead, this is the video for you. Myth busting. Before we dive any deeper, we need to clear up a few myths about how investing really works. A common misconception is that investing is just like gambling. So let's break that down. A good place to start will be the literal definition of the word. Investing, to put money into financial schemes, shares, property, or a commercial venture with the expectation of achieving a profit. Now I get it. That kind of sounds like professional gambling, but there's one key difference, and that difference is time. I'm sure you've all seen that green squiggly line that trends upwards, or use that emoji in your phone to symbolize success. Well, that right there, that perfectly sums up investing, which is winning in the long run. History has shown us that long-term investors almost always come out ahead. And while we can't predict the future, investing has historically been one of the most reliable ways to grow your wealth over time. After all, where do you think all that money you contribute towards your pension is sat right now? That's right, you guessed it. It's in the stock market. So if you're guaranteed to win with no real risk, why doesn't everyone invest? Well, that's a good question. And to answer that, we're going to have to look back in time. If we go back to when I was born, back in the 1980s, the world was a completely different place. There was no AI to help you pass that exam, no swiping right on your phone to find your next date. It was an analog age, or as my daughters like to call it, the olden days. So what does that have to do with investing, you ask? Well, back then you couldn't just pull your smartphone out and tap the screen a few times. You had to directly reach out to a broker, give them your money and tell them what to invest in. Then the following day you would read the newspaper or watch the evening news to see if you've lost or made any money. And that's assuming you even knew a broker. If your friend group was made up of football fans and gym junkies, you were fresh out of luck. So why didn't people invest back then? Because it was hard to access and information wasn't easy to find. Truth is, most people didn't even know investing was an option. So if you're sitting there thinking about giving your parents the side eye, can you really be mad at them for not teaching you about compound interest or building your wealth, when chances are they didn't understand it themselves? And that is why we have generations of people that don't understand the power of making your money work for you. What's holding you back? Fast forward to now in 2026, and we all have this supercomputer in our pockets. So why are so many people still not investing? Well, chances are it's going to be down to the following 3 reasons, or as you're about to find out, 3 misconceptions. 1, I don't have the money to invest. 2, it's too risky and I don't have time. Or 3, I don't know how to invest. Quick side note, if one of those reasons are holding you back, comment below and let me know which one it is. I'll let you know what was holding me back at the end of the video. And don't worry, I'm about to address them all right now. Reason number 1, I don't have the money to invest. This one boils down to 2 main factors, lack of structure and lack of knowledge. People often think they need hundreds of pounds to start investing, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, it's better to start early and small than waiting for some magical moment in time when you're swimming in cash. What you need to do is add a little structure to your spending and prioritize investing. Even £10 a month, that's like what, 2 coffees, can make a real difference. When you're just starting, focus on building a habit, not the amount you're putting in. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You need that 2 times a day routine. Without the habit, there's no point in buying a £200 toothbrush or some fancy toothpaste. Nail the fundamentals, then build from there. Reason number 2, investing is too risky and I don't have time. Remember when we spoke about the difference between investing and gambling? Well, that difference, time, completely changes the game. To help explain what I mean, let's look back at real historical data from the US stock market between 1970 and 2024. If you invested money on any random day, you had just over a 50% chance of making money. Basically, a coin flip. But if you stayed invested for just 1 year, your odds jumped to over 70%. Stay invested for 10 years or more, and the chances of you making money rose to over 90%. In other words, time smooths out the bumps or volatility in the journey. So pick any single day in that 50-year period, stay invested for 10 years or more, and you almost always came out ahead. Still sounding too risky? Okay, I know. You're too busy, right? You're not in the finance world, you don't have time to research individual companies, and you've got no clue what any of these charts mean. Truth is, you don't need any of that. Investing in 2026 can be as simple as a bank transfer. That's it. I've made a video showing the safest and easiest ways to start, but for now, remember this. 30 seconds a month. That's like 1 TikTok reel. Setting aside 30 seconds could add up to a 6-figure sum by the time you retire. And finally, reason number 3, I don't know how to invest. That was me. I was that person a few years ago. I overcomplicated things in my head and was stuck in information overload. But once I actually started, my only regret was I didn't start sooner. The best time to start investing was yesterday. The next best time, today. It can seem like a daunting task, but that's human nature. You know, fear of the unknown and all that. But once you're ready to start, I can walk you through the whole process. And when you take that first big step, you'll sit back and think, why didn't I start this sooner? It's a bit like me starting this YouTube channel. Truth is, I wanted to do this years ago, but I didn't because of lack of knowledge or fear of embarrassment. But having put those fears aside and made that first big step, everything else just seems easier. There's probably some analogy for life in general there, and investing is no different. If you're still watching this video, honestly, thank you so much. I've made a commitment this year that I'm going to use what I've learned to try and help everyday people improve their personal finance. Because sometimes you just need the right information and that can make a massive difference. If that sounds like something you'd benefit from, I'd really appreciate you liking the video and consider subscribing to the channel. I promise, I'll make it worth your time. And if you're ready to start your investing journey for real, then check out my next video. I'll walk you through everything, step by step. What app I use, beginner mistakes to avoid, how to build long-term wealth, and most importantly, all for free. Catch you in the next one, guys.